Welcome to the overview of the telescope that the Aldrich Astronomy Society is placing in libraries. I am John Root, the coordinator of the program. We've been doing this now for about 5 years. This is the telescope. It's a 4.5-inch mirror made by Orion that we modify quite a bit actually. And now, right now, it's in its travel or packing configuration with the aperture end down and so that it won't swing on the altizimuth mount. To get it ready to use, you need to loosen up this turn screw here, raise the scope, swivel it. And I usually try to align the easy finder with the slot in the clamshell grabber. We modify this quite a bit. One of the things we do is remount the main mirror cell to make it a little bit more sturdy. We change the eyepiece from what had originally been 2 separate individual eyepieces to a variable power eyepiece. The Easy Finder, which is a locator. Originally, when it comes from Orion, there's a CR2032 button battery up underneath the front cover. We're replacing it with a box that holds 2 AA batteries that last a lot longer. We're looking at anywhere from 25 to 30 hours easily instead of 2 hours, especially if the Easy Finder were left on during a viewing session. Now to use it, obviously you need to remove the front aperture cover. You'll notice it's tethered so you don't lose it in the grass in the backyard of the field. There's also a Velcro patch which you can hitch it there so it's not swinging around like a pendulum. And you remove the eyepiece cap. Now it's basically ready to go. If to use it, why doesn't it swivel as much? We need to turn on the Easy Finder, which is a turn switch clockwise. And what it does is project a red LED dot on a screen that's halfway down this tube. So what you need to do is position the telescope so that the red dot is on the object you want to look at. Then when you look through the eyepiece, hopefully it'll be there. Start at the lowest magnification, which in this particular case is a 21 millimeter setting, which gives you 21 power. Once you've located your object, you can then rotate the barrel of the eyepiece down to 7, and you'll get all the way up to 64 power. This little telescope with the 4.5-inch mirror, 114 millimeter mirror, is very capable of observing the rings around Saturn. So that's primarily how it's used. There's only really 2 adjustments you need to do. The focusing part and setting your power on your eyepiece. That's really it. Now, we provide 2 books with the telescope. One is the National Audubon's Pocket Guide to Constellations for the Northern Hemisphere, which kind of gives your patrons an idea, what they're looking at, and goes into some sort of sometimes a historical background of how a particular constellation got its name from either Greek or Roman mythology. Most important is the instruction manual. It covers, by the numbers, the nomenclature of what does what on the telescope. Also, the fact that because this is a reflector telescope, when you look through the eyepiece, the image you see is going to be flipped and reversed. That's the way it works. But it covers focusing the telescope, operating the Easy Finder, and then a number of things for support, including where you can go to find information about what's up in the sky. Now, we also put a number of stickers on here. One is one of the moon, surrounded by blue and green dots identifying various features on the moon. And this image here is already flipped and reversed to emulate what you see when you look through the eyepiece. Most importantly, on the barrel of the tube, optical tube assembly, there's a decal saying, "Never look at the sun." You don't want to even point the telescope at the sun because of the heat being generated. You may very well soften the adhesive holding the secondary mirror in place. So that it might shift, if it gets hot enough it might even fall off. And to look through it, because of the magnification involved with the telescope, the eyepiece rather, you are looking at instant irreversible damage. You will burn a hole in your retina, so don't do that. Now the way the telescope functions, the light is going to come through this aperture end, which is much the same as the camera lens. It's going to hit the primary mirror, which is at the opposite end of the optical tube assembly, which then, because it's a parabolic curved dish, focuses it back up to a point at the secondary mirror. Now the secondary mirror is at a 45-degree angle and it then directs that light out through the eyepiece. Simple as that. Very, very simple. Cut.